Hello, this is Joe. Hey, look what I have here. I have a new toy to look at today. This is the OREI 8K HDMI to USB 3 video capture card, and it does a lot of things. We're going to look at this today. So you can see here right on the box, this is model number VC-8KTUSB3. And here on the back of the box, you can kind of see what it looks like right here, but it does do loop out. It has a plug-in for the mic and headphones, and it has all these little capabilities here you can read. But we're going to open up this box and see what it comes with. All right, so the box is open. We'll take out the capture card here. Let's just open this up right here. And here it is. Right off the bat, I can tell you it's kind of an aluminum housing, and it has a good weight to it, so it doesn't feel cheap for sure. On the back right here, hold on, let's see what the front says. Of course, it has the model number, HDMI, the USB, same as the back. Let's see, the back here, as you can see, there's an HDMI in, HDMI out, USB-C, right here. Here's the mic in, line out. And then what do we have here? We have a copy, 8K, 4K, and EDID right there. And then a little dot. I'm gonna have to figure out what that dot is for. I'm hoping it has some, yes. So in the back right here, what does this look like? This looks like a USB-C cable right here, and then some documentation, little OREI card, and then a user manual, as you can see right here. Now, I do not see any HDMI cables, so it looks like you have to provide those yourself. Okay, so the manual says that it is a high-performance HDMI capture device designed for professional recording and streaming, so streaming applications. It accepts HDMI input resolutions up to 8K 60 Hz and 4K 144 Hz, while delivering uncompressed capture resolutions up to 4K 60 frames per second. And let's see, 2560 times 1440 at 144 frames per second. So that's a good point to make. The card can accept 8K signals, but what it actually records on your computer is only up to 4K 60 frames per second. The 8K is basically a pass-through to your monitor only. So if you have an 8K monitor, you will see 8K resolutions. That is not what is actually recorded as video on your computer. And just scanning through this manual a little more, it does have instructions if you are an OBS user, which I am, and I'm going to test this on OBS software. It does show you how to kind of set up the device on your OBS. So let's go ahead and see what we can wire up. Okay, so we're gonna try this on my old Switch. This is not a Switch 2. I'm old school, so I still only have the original Switch here. We have the HDMI from the Switch right here. This is the HDMI from my monitor. And this is the USB-C, which came with the capture card, which is currently plugged in to my computer. So to plug them in, you take, first of all, the HDMI from the console, which is here, and plug it into the in, which is right there. This is to the monitor, so this is the loop out to the monitor, and so we'll plug that in there, and then we take the USB-C and connect it right there. So all the inputs coming in, and you can see it's already lit up, and there's a little bit of a rainbow color going on. And that's basically powered from the computer itself, so from the USB-C. So everything that comes in from the console will go in here and out the USB-C. So this, the monitor is just a loop out, and so this is that 8K up to 8K out that you will see. This is up to that 4K. So this is what your recording will be. And so that's the easiest part, actually connecting the video card to your computer and your console. So the harder part is configuring your software, like always. OBS in my case, you just have to learn how to configure that. This is not an OBS tutorial, but basically you'll have to go through the process to make sure it sees your computer, sees the video card, etc. So another thing to consider is if you are going to be plugging in a mic or headphones or speakers to this device. Now you could definitely do that. You have a mic in and headphones out. One thing to consider is the volume that's coming in from your console is basically going to be mixed with all your the mic input, and it's going to come out as a single audio coming out of the USB-C. So you will not be able to mix those two, turn up the mic volume or turn down the game volume from this or from OBS. It'll be one audio signal. The only way to really blend the different sounds is in the console, you could adjust the game volume. Let's say if your mic is too quiet, you could adjust your game volume lower and then bring up the total volume in OBS, and that's kind of how you'll blend it. So once both audios come into this capture card, it'll go out as one audio. So that's something to consider. And for my purposes, since I have a headphone and mic combination, I use this TRRS splitter right here. So I would just, one of these is for the mic, one of them are for the headphones like that, and then I could just plug in wherever my cord is. This is my headphones right here, and I just plug that in here, and it'll basically split the signal that way. Or if you have independent mic or headphones, you could just plug them in independently. You can also just plug in your mic and headphones directly to your computer, and then you can mix it in OBS because there'll be two separate signals. Now I have tested out both the mic and the headphones on here, and the quality is just as good as my computer, so it's a really good quality output. The mic seems a little bit quiet, but I adjusted it with the console sound, and so I was able to get a blend to it, and the mic was just as good as it would sound in my computer. It's based on the quality of your mic, and so a better quality mic, you get better sound, etc. But the connection and the input is very good quality, and I really saw no distinction between the microphone or the headphone sound. Okay, so I thought for our test we should play a little bit of Fortnite. Now, I'm not the best on the Switch. I am a keyboard player for this game, so I'm going to have to, I'm a little bit rusty on the controller here. But you can see that we have OBS software here, and Fortnite is playing on the main monitor. So you could generally see that the sync between the two is pretty good. We'll go ahead and do an emote just to kind of do a comparison. And you can see the motion is pretty matched. So this loop out is a pretty good match to the signal coming in. So you're not going to get any lag from the capture card. And you can generally see how I have the OBS set up. You can see that I made a dedicated source for the OREI, and I have two sound inputs depending on how I configure it, whether I plug in the mic to the capture card or not, or if I just go through my computer. So I have that kind of configured all up. And this was really the hardest part of the whole process, is setting up the OBS software. And that's always the case, has nothing to do with the capture card. Okay, so here we are on the ground, and you can generally see how it's syncing up right here and the quality of the game. Again, I'm sorry, my controller skills are not as good as they should be, but I will do my best. But you can generally see what's going on here. The quality is really good. The sound is pretty darn good as well. Let's go ahead and collect some guns here. And you can generally see the capture quality is quite good. the movement and the sync, as you can see right here between the game and OBS, is very good. Let's shoot some guns here. And there you go. I think the quality is really good, and let's just go ahead and warm ourselves by the fire here, and we'll go ahead and log out and finish up this video. And there you go. That is the OREI 8K HDMI to USB 3 video capture card. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this unit. It's generally affordable, currently under $150, but it feels solid, good aluminum case, very good video quality, good sound quality. Input mic quality was good. Again, you have to control the volume from your console into the unit separately from your mic. But other than that, the headphone, the speaker, everything was very good quality. I have no complaints. It did get a little warm after a while, so I did run it for about an hour, testing it out, and it was getting a little bit warm, so I kind of lifted it up on a little platform so it cooled on the bottom. So that's perhaps my only complaint. It does not have an internal fan, so it could get really warm after a few hours of running time. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button at the bottom of the screen and even consider subscribing to my channel. I have many more videos to come. Bye-bye.